My mom was a public school teacher in California for 30 years, and she had to recommend people for the GATE program. One of the criteria for kids for the GATE program is that they had to come from troubled homes, like usually divorced parents. My mom is just a sweet, innocent teacher. She's not awake. She did her best within the corrupt system that she was in, but she didn't know that the reason that they only wanted kids from broken homes or with overwhelmed parents or whatever, stressed out, overwhelmed parents without a support system, was because they didn't want the parents following up with the kids on what was going on with the kids. I remember her making a comment. So she was a teacher when I was a kid. So I went to private school and she was teaching at public school. And so like when I was in third grade, she was teaching third grade. When I was in fourth grade, she was teaching fourth grade. And then of course I kept getting older, and she taught third grade for a long time, second grade. And I remember her making a comment one time like, oh, he would be a good candidate for the GATE program. And I don't remember who she was talking about or whatever, but she was referring to the fact that they came from a troubled home. I tried to tell her later that the GATE program was just an extension of the MK Ultra, and she couldn't handle it. Too much cognitive dissonance. But recently we were on a horseback riding trip, and half the people at the campfire, including military people, were like, the GATE program is an extension of MK Ultra, and we all knew it, and she couldn't deny it anymore. My mom is a sweet little old Christian lady, and she's stressed out and overwhelmed taking care of her family members, and she defers everything that she can't make sense of to God. So she literally told God she didn't want to wake up. She was like, God, I don't want to know. But I watched her growing up. I watched her have to override her feminine intuition, defer her maternal and grandmotherly instincts with her students to take top-down orders. If I had kids, I would not send them to school. I'm only an auntie. I'm the magical auntie. But school is not made to help your children. It's not made in their best interest. And my family is just starting to wake up because there's so many mental health crises. The teenagers in my family are having mental health crises. The old people are dying like really horrible, long drawn out deaths. And even I have one uncle who's 55 who lost even though he's smart, just in the care of the mental health institution, like going to doctors and psychologists and psychiatrists, he has lost his mind. My mom said that when he was just on alcohol and marijuana, he was kind of okay and coherent, but they have him on some kind of like sloshy cocktail of 5 antipsychotics, and his brain is turning to mush, and he's checking himself into an old folks home at the age of 55. Anyways, the systems have failed us, and for most Americans, like sweet little Christian ladies, it's going to be a lot of cognitive dissonance. Just certain family members of mine really love Disneyland, so like waking up to the fact that the 33rd degree Mason club that they have there, what they're actually doing there and stuff, it's just so much cognitive dissonance for teachers who dedicated their whole life to bending over backwards for children in the way that they could and trying to follow the rules. These people are not ready to wake up, because it literally means that everything they've done is wrong, and even that they are bad. A lot of the resistance that my family has had to my messages is that, like, if I'm right, then they are wrong, and in some cases they're even the bad guy. Or they're giving their children, satanic programming, or they're sending kids to MK Ultra programming. So at that point, there's just a lot of resistance, but there's no going back. It's happening. It is happening. The awakening is happening. So for those of us who have been at this for a while, it's really important that we remain compassionate, that we we have paved the way. Nervous system regulation is extremely important. This is going to be a huge shock to a lot of people, like when they actually take the time to digest it. I remember 10 or more years ago when I first found out about the pre-divorce, the, SRA, and it was extremely overwhelming to my nervous system, extremely. And then imagine if you have been like promoting it or letting your kids like watch it or participate in it. It's just going to be like earth shattering, paradigm shattering, and a lot of humans just don't have the tools. So whatever healing modality, if you have already gone through that portal, like, we're holding it down, and it's important that we just keep shining the light and that we remain compassionate, and like, we're right in the middle of the storm. So it's happening and there's no going back.